So, you have an e-commerce store or digital product store, or you're thinking of building one and you want to know how to avoid being part of the commonly believed 90% of e-commerce stores that fail. Well, today, we're going to cover how Hiut Denim Co. landed on Shopify's top Shopify store list and is generating $1.4 million in revenue, so you can apply their strategies in your business. Stay until the end to receive a special free gift. David Hieatt and his wife Claire, the owners of Hiut Denim Co., were both originally from Wales, but moved to London where the work was. They once saw a photo of Jurgen Teller at a remote homestead with chickens wandering in and out of the kitchen and realized that's the life they really wanted. So they decided to start their own business with the goal of being able to move back to Wales and take their jobs with them. That first business was Huit's Clothing, a company that started way back in 1995. They eventually moved back to Wales in 2001 to work on Huit's full-time before selling it to Timberland for £3.2 million in 2006. That's about $4,959,680 back in 2006. But they regretted selling Huit's. They weren't allowed to start a new brand for a year after selling, but that gave them the time to think about their next steps. Now living in Wales, they discovered that jeans used to be a big industry there before mainstream brands took the production of jeans abroad. This meant that the biggest jeans factory in Britain for over 40 years shut down in 2002. That left 400 jean makers out of a job. When David Hieatt and Claire Hieatt discovered this story, they had that aha moment. They decided they wanted to help restart the local industry with the goal of getting these jean makers their jobs back. Unlike with Huit's, they asked for investors to help more so with advice than with money. They never ran a factory before, so they wanted mentorship. But how would they take Hiut Denim Co. from a scrappy startup to a $1.4 million company? And how would they do so much quicker than they did with Huit's? They would have to use the same marketing strategies they used to make Huit's succeed. The same strategies you can use to get more conversions and sales for your store. The same strategies that helped Hiut Denim Co. escape the fate of 90% of e-commerce stores. The same strategies we're going to have a deeper look at. David Hieatt and Claire Hieatt decided to do things differently with Hiut Denim Co. They would cut out the middleman and sell directly to consumers. As opposed to working with retail stores, they would sell directly from their website online, hence their Shopify store. This would allow them to have higher margins and allow them to pay their jean makers well. Plus, these jeans are about $300 on average. They would do short runs based on whatever fabrics they found, which would allow them to be agile and test what people wanted. Short runs also allow them to stay environmentally conscious. They wouldn't have to burn a third of their stock because they don't sell like most other supposedly green companies do. They also decided to focus on jeans and only jeans because that's what they're known for. Pizza restaurants make pizza, and jean manufacturers make jeans. As David Hieatt explains, the weaknesses of businesses is saying yes to everything. But it's the no's that make you stronger. Yes creates complexity, no creates simplicity. It takes their jean makers about 1 hour and 10 minutes to make one pair of jeans as compared to 11 minutes at a jeans industry giant. Each jeans maker at Hiut Denim Co. is considered a grandmaster, and they make their assigned jeans from start to finish. Some of these grandmasters have more than 40 years of jean making experience, while new joiners need to train for 3 years before they can start making jeans for customers. Hiut's motto is do one thing well. As the saying goes, simple scales, fancy fails. If you made it this far into the video, congratulations. With shrinking attention spans, it's those that can focus that will outperform everyone else. We're about to get into the exact marketing strategies Hiut Denim Co. used and how you can apply those strategies in your business. When it comes to Hiut Denim Co., David Hieatt has said there was no point in making the best jeans around if you can't sell them. David explains, you can't be like Van Gogh. He didn't sell any paintings in his lifetime. We can't be that. We've got to pay people at the end of the month. If you make something great, you need to be proud of it and sell it. And to sell, you need to tell your story. In the past, you used to have a huge budget to tell your story, but now, with social media, everyone can tell their story. David Hieatt, as a kid, was always fascinated by brand stories. His bedroom walls were littered with brands. He wanted to be someone that built a brand people loved. As David explains, the most powerful of brands in the world take you on a journey, which is extraordinary because it's not that far. It's the 18 inches from your head to your heart, so in essence, they make you feel something. And to make that journey, brands tell stories. David states stories travel for free, and they travel fast. When David and Claire ran their first clothing company, Howie's, in 1995, they made sure the clothes were made from organic cotton and produced in a factory using carbon-neutral methods. Their first 4 t-shirts were intended for outdoor enthusiasts wanting high-quality sportswear. The shirts had quirky slogans on environmental and political themes and were printed on green material. Their first attempt at marketing was using classified ads in Mountain Bike magazine to make sure the brand was seen as a sports brand. They also tried some guerrilla marketing tactics, which got them banned from mountain biking events and shows. They couldn't afford going to events as exhibitors, so they would try stunts like painting their shirts on bare-breasted women and having them go through events, or putting up a sign that said "Steal our shirts" at a mountain bike show. When things really started to kick off and grow with Howie's was when David Hieatt and Claire Hieatt decided to start a mail-order catalog. The catalog wasn't your average mail-order catalog either. It required customers to opt in to get one, and it was more stories and articles than clothing. That's what made the catalog feel special. It created a community of people who wanted to be a part of something. Even their website at the time had their product on one side of the page and a belief that was tied to it on the other side. Because of their budget constraints at the time, the site wasn't a full e-commerce site, but had a callback feature so users could send an email to Howie's requesting a return call to purchase. With Hiut Denim Co, David Hieatt did something similar called yearbooks. With just 2,000 printed copies of the yearbook, they had a backlog of jeans orders. The yearbooks consisted of 114 pages of storytelling that bookmarked the passing of time. Each year, they would bring the same people in and show how their stories changed as time passed by. This time around, these story-filled magazines aren't in a free mail order catalog that required opt-in. You actually have to go and pay to get them. Yearbooks are about $45 for a softback, $61.56 for a hardback, and $86.92 for a signed hardback with a print. Also, there are no reprints, so once they're sold out, that's it. Which is great scarcity, leading to urgency for those that want to be part of the brand. The jeans themselves also have stories. Each jean has a history tag on them. It's a unique number that allows you to see 6 photos of your jeans being made. You could also upload photos of your journey with the jeans. Also, since Huit tries to keep costs low to keep better margins, instead of using machines that wash the jeans to fake their history, they pay creative art students to wear a pair of the jeans. The students also record what they do in them on the history tag. In 6 months, the jeans get returned and washed. Plus, the students get 20% of the price of the jeans. This adds to the storytelling of the jeans for customers, helps students make some money, and saves the company from having to break them in artificially through a machine. It's a win-win-win. One day, if the jeans end up in a secondhand shop, the next owner can see the history of the jeans as well. David also has an influencer strategy. He sends out free jeans to fashion bloggers and famous people in the hopes that they will write or talk positively about the brand. David also believes in the 1,000 True Fans concept by Kevin Kelly, a founding editor of Wired magazine. The concept states that creators like artists, writers, and musicians could have a good career by having a dedicated fan base of just 1,000 fans. If each of those 1,000 fans only spend $100 the whole year on your work, that is still an income of $100,000. David Hieatt also has an email newsletter called the Scrapbook Chronicles. The Scrapbook Chronicles shares their story and balances factory news, product innovations, fashion tips, photos, opinions, philosophy, and store discounts. David has stated that the newsletter is their #1 sales tool and community builder. He sends 1 email per week that is meant to sell and 1 email per week that entertains or puts a smile on the face of the customer. The way Hiut Denim Co.'s brand is positioned is also a story. They are the small hero rising against consumerism and fast fashion. They're fighting for the small town of Wales. They're trying to bring back the 400 jean makers who lost their jobs. And they're trying to do it all while having a low carbon footprint, making the right choices, and being green. David explains, "We are telling a news story in as much as we were the first denim brand in the UK to have its own factory. We were also bringing manufacturing back home, which was rare. We also had a story about a town. We wanted to make jeans again, and lots of people loved that we were trying, even if the odds were against us. So there was also a David versus Goliath story, which is always a good story." Hiut Denim Co. also got some press for closing their website for 24 hours on Black Friday in protest of the throwaway culture. In terms of their media mix, the type of marketing channels they use have an Instagram that is updated about every 2 to 3 days with ideas, behind-the-scenes images of products, behind-the-scenes images of team members, tips for jeans, history of jeans and their fabrics, new product run announcements, and thoughts about life and business. TikTok is used more often, sometimes more than one video a day. These TikToks use videos of the jeans, people, factory, or nature. The video has text overlays that are often the same text and captions from Instagram repurposed. On YouTube, they have a weekly series that is a mix of vlog of the workers and behind the scenes of new jean runs. In terms of paid marketing channels, they have used paid search and paid social through the marketing company Prospa Media. So, what can we learn from their marketing strategies? Story sell. They perform what I call market telling, which is a combination of storytelling and marketing. They market tell through social media. You should do the same. Who is your target audience? Who are you telling your story to? What is your brand story? What is your brand fighting for? What does it mean when someone buys your product? What are they buying physically, but more importantly, what are they buying emotionally? Is there a sense of community around your product? For example, acne cream doesn't just sell the outcome of having clear skin. It sells self-esteem and confidence in the person who wants clear skin. Also, what makes your story unique? Why should someone choose your brand over another? Hiut Denim Co. also performs what I call story selling, which is a combination of storytelling and selling. Do you have an email list? What do your product pages look like? Are you story selling on your email list and product pages? By the way, click the like button if you're enjoying this breakdown and you're finding value from these tips. Let's see what happened with Hiut Denim Co.'s influencer strategy. Danish chef Rene Redzepi, UK TV presenter Anthony McPartlin, and the English rock band the Arctic Monkeys all gave positive press for their brand. Also, we can't forget that Meghan Markle wore Pear for an official visit to Cardiff with Prince Harry in January of 2018, causing a back order of 3 months for Hiut Denim Co. It actually forced them to move to a bigger factory to complete the orders. Now, you may be wondering, how can I apply storytelling to my brand and products? Don't worry, at the end of the video, I'll give you something you can use to help you. So, Hiut Denim Co. continued to grow, but with growth, there can be issues and complications. David Hieatt and Claire Hieatt actually sold Howie's to Timberland because they felt they couldn't keep up with the growth. They were growing too big, too fast. But they regretted that decision to sell it. And as Hiut Denim Co. continues to get more orders, David admitted that one negative issue that they've been encountering is the jeans not fitting, which is causing a 40% return rate. To help the return issue problem, they're exploring tech to help them use photos to get the perfect jean size for customers. But in terms of the quick growth, that has always been a concern of David's. He doesn't want to have to sell his company again because he can't handle the growth. Growth is good, but uncontrollable growth can be detrimental. But how would David Hieatt and Claire Hieatt, now running a successful clothing brand once again, combat uncontrollable growth? Before we get the answer, make sure to hit the subscribe button and a notification bell to make sure you get notified when I drop more digital marketing tips and breakdowns. So, to combat uncontrollable growth, David and Claire have created what they call the no-growth business model. This business model is about a business finding the right spot where they can be successful without growing for the sake of growing. A spot where everyone will make a great income without having to greedily try and make more than they have to for the sake of having money. They set their sights on having an annual product limit of 10,011 pairs of jeans. Their goal is to get there within 11 years. The idea is that there will be a waiting list for jeans. If you've ever read Daniel Priestley's Oversubscribed, you'll be familiar with this oversubscribed business model. Essentially, you work with a set limit of products or service customers, and anyone who wants it, since it's rare, will have to join a waiting list to claim spots when they open. But Hiut Denim Co. has other plans too. They want to innovate on jeans, patent those innovations, and sell the rights to use those innovations to businesses making over 50 million in sales. And if you make less than 50 million in sales, you'll be able to use it for free. So, how do they plan on doing all of this? Through raising 50,000 pounds or $62,168 US from 30 customers. They want to reach 1.5 million pounds or $1,865,040 US. They'll pay off the loan from the customers with a percentage of each pair of jeans sold over the course of 10 to 11 years with interest. With the money, they plan on paying down a little bit of the loan from the new factory while also making 3 key hires: a general manager to run the production, a community manager to run the marketing and tell their story, and a production innovations manager to help lead the innovation projects. David and Claire Hieatt are redefining e-commerce in a way that aligns with their philosophies. They've learned from their past mistakes of uncontrollable growth to create this new no-growth model. And they understand the power of story in marketing and sales. So, since you stayed until the end, I'm going to give you a free brand story building document that will help you to find a story around your brand. Just write the word story in the comments below and I'll give you the link to the document. And be sure to check out this next video, when it's available, where I rewrite the story of 2024's Nosferatu to show how to make a story more compelling. It's a skill you'll need for your brand and products.